Hi guys, this is Black Pearl. Once and for all, I want to wish you guys a happy Sunday. I hope everybody's relaxed, feeling blessed and peace. And I want to thank you guys for your support, your likes and shares on this app on TikTok and also on my YouTube on Black Pearl underscore Spectrum Waves Music. Instagram is just Spectrum Waves Music. The whole logo and scenario is Spectrum Waves Music Entertainment. And I am one of the brand ambassadors. I'm the ones that's behind the scenes that's making all this production happening. I write songs. I'm not the best of songwriters, whatever inspires me. I don't write songs for other people because I'm just new to this. I do vocals, as you guys can hear my vocals. I work alongside with two beautiful people, Ja Music Production, better known as Jamala Downer. He's my cousin. He had wrote many songs for me. Back in the days, he had done The Tall Tales of the Gatekeeper. He did the producing for that. He had worked with the vocals plus with the poetry verse. He have done Mr. D's music, my fellow friend who's born in Nigeria but basically raised half of his life in New Jersey. He's the one that did In the Water. I had with my cousin Jamala, he had done a collective of music with me. Welcome to the Guerrilla War, all the sequence of it. Terror leaves a distraction. All fools serve a first master. Welcome to the Guerrilla War. All they want more. You gotta speak softly or carry a big stick. To believe in divine and conquer. This world is dangerous. You can't trust. Welcome to the Guerrilla War. Yeah, he did that. He did that song with me. I had worked with a guy who pretty much was located in Argentina, and he did the heavy metal beat. I like all genres of music. I was born with all genres of music. I pretty much lived right here in New York. Served 2.5 to 3 years in Florida. Came right back here in New York. I'm a New Yorker for life. And I listen to these songs. I used to live in the suburban in Long Island. I used to live in Jamaica, South Queens. I used to be all over the world, all over in New York. And whether it was the Bronx, Harlem, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, whatever. And even upstate New York. And yeah, some people say I have I have an accent. I have my family's background is Jamaica, and we have other backgrounds, but Jamaica is back. Shout out to Jamaica. And pretty much music, whether it was reggae, Jamaican music, reggae, dancehall, soca music, yeah, because we got Trinidadians in our family. Whether it was Spanish music, because my family is Cuban, I have sides of mixture of Cuban and Panamanian. You know, Cecilia Cruz, Fita, forgive me for the pronunciations. And we listen to all kinds of songs, okay? Jazz, everything, even down to opera. And heavy metal, you can't tell me nothing about heavy metal. Rap, hip hop, you can't tell me anything about that either. So we was into that. So my cousin, he was into that too from a teenager, and he always have his little distinctive groove of music, and he have an ear for it. So shout out to him. We did this album. We had all the collections of music that we had worked alongside with other producers, and basically we did that, and that's part of his collection on his side to give him credit, because I believe that people should get their credit for all the work they did, even to Waz too. He deserved that too, and even for our I had spoke to Alex who did the feature of The Ancestors Are Calling. He did that instrumental beat for me. He's in Romania. Shout out to him with the violin and the pianist. Shout out to him. Wiz is the one that did the instrumental beat for Orange Man. When I did Dragon's Eye, it was a book that I had wrote. It was like a little short book. And I didn't publish it yet because I like to practice. Sometimes I procrastinate in whatever my mood takes me. So there was a poetry that was in there. And the poetry was inspired by an article that I read from the daily newspaper. How a team of archaeologists and students were doing a careful research on King Tut's going into his tomb. And they had opened up his sarcophagus and they found some interesting tangibles in there. And I think one of them had collected the tangibles and wanted to do a research on it. And they said that it had a rare jewel that looked like a dragon's eye. And I thought that, to me, that's disrespect, because I'm always saying I always respect people's privacy, even if they're dead. And even if he was dead over thousands some millions of years ago. So they said that by the time they were trying to take the eye out, or to take the symbol out and try to research it, they said a whole swarm of Scorpios started coming to bite them. So I had made a poetry based on that, and also made like a little fictional short story. And I turned around and I said, I was just stumbling it on the other day because I wanted to finish it up and everything. So I said, there was a lyric and there was a poetry that kind of made, inspired me. So I said, let me turn this into a lyric. So I transferred some of the poetry and then transferred into the lyrics. Then I started singing the vocals back and trying to make up my little, And then I reached out to Waz and I said to Waz, like, listen, I need you to do an instrumental track with it. And I need it to be like, sound scary. And there was a symbol of a song that kind of inspired me. And that was all Watchtower from Jimi Hendrix. And there was another song that was from the Grateful Dead. Yeah, I know. And I didn't want to have the same similar thing. So I said to Waz that, listen, I want it different. I want you to change, like play with the key chords and whatever. And he did come back to me with one, and I didn't like it. So this one kind of, stick with me. So I went back and redid the chorus of it, especially the part where the dragon's eye. But it didn't sound so good in the auto. So that's why I came and just said to them, the house of dragons was a scarce place. It was far from small-minded people wanted to take a rare jewel because of the dragon's eye. And that kind of like said, woo, yeah. So that, see, I like the music. And I said to myself, I said, okay. And guess what? It inspired me to want to go back and redo the book again. Because now it made me like go back and want to do the rebook. Another thing I tell a lot of people, if you're going into writing, make sure you just continue on writing. Do not stop. Because when you stop and you go distracted to something else, and then when you want to go back to the book, you kind of lose a kind of train of thought of things. Because now it made me go back and try to do something now more creative and more devilish into this book. If based on when I sang this song. So that's where Devil's Eye came from. Another question was 5 boroughs. Now, I did 5 boroughs because I live in New York. I have dealt with all the crooked and the uproar in New York. And New York has a theme with Frank Sinatra saying New York, New York, New York. Yeah, and then there's Jay-Z with what's her name, Alicia Keys doing New York. Well, anyway, I turned around and I said, listen, I'm going to tell people the real deal about New York. Living in the fast lane, showing no shame, hustling hard, who the hell's in charge? Because we got 2 people that's supposed to be in charge and we don't know what the hell's going in charge. So every time I use this as the theme, this is the New York theme with the corruption, the chaos, the foolishness, the immigration, the poor, the poverty, the hungry, and everything, which you see all over the world, including New York. This is the theme of New York. So this is Black Pearl giving you an explanation of the Dragon's Eye and the 5 boroughs, a little tidbit about it. So you know who I am. You see how I look, okay? And I don't always dress like this. It's just I feel relaxed and this is how I feel or whatever. But at the end of the day, I just want you to know that not only I write, I do my singing, and I'm real. So I'm not a computer, I'm not a robot.